coming up, we're going to rate the date. We're going to see how the date at the Mavericks game went. Did we make a love connection?
Love for Sports, making online dating less intimidating by bringing and connecting sports fans together to either watch their favorite teams, date, and compete with sports trivia. Download today, love4sports.com.
So, welcome back to Dating Disasters, brought to you by Love for Sports. Last week, we set up Jacob and Madeline, and if you tuned in, you know, we did the dating game, and we interviewed all three of these girls, which they were all super cute, all had really good jobs. Honestly, like, Jacob got to, you know, have a pretty good pick.
Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't have got that anywhere else thanks to his cousin hooking him up, so he owes me.
I think we just need to teach guys how to have a little bit more swag. And your cousin's number one on the list. Just kidding. Just kidding, Jacob. You're the best.
Hey, you know what? I was telling my grandpa about it the other day. And
Yeah.
He was like, he's a good fella. He's a good guy, but he could use a little help on how to talk to the ladies. I was like, Papa, how do you know?
Well, your grandpa certainly doesn't have any problems talking to anybody.
Oh, that's for sure.
But yeah, so we ended up setting them up. We got to get Jacob on the phone and see what he thought of the date. And then we're going to talk to Madeline and see what she thought, because inevitably it's always like two different things, you know? So let's see why he chose Madeline and what happened at the game. Do we have Jacob on the phone? Not yet. Okay. So we did send him to the Mavs game, and they took a little selfie for us, and we're going to find out, you know, if he had any swag and what exactly happened. We really didn't even give him any direction on what he needed to do or anything like that. So, I mean, it was kind of a free-for-all.
I just had him meet with one of my guys there, and I was like, hey, give them the VIP treatment, make him look really good in front of this girl. So they ended up getting like really good seats and getting a VIP experience. So I'm sure they had a great time regardless if they like each other.
Yeah, I hope so. I think so.
I don't know.
We'll see.
I'm good with it either way.
All right. So do we have Jacob on the phone?
Yep.
Hey, Jacob. How are you?
Good. How's it going?
Good. So tell us about the date.
Oh, it was good. I had a lot of fun. First time getting to go to a Mavericks game, so it was a blast.
And so what'd you think of Madeline?
She was a very nice person. I had a lot of fun with her. Got to make her laugh a few times. Yeah, she was a really cool person.
Did you guys kiss? Let me
No,
just
we
get
did
to
not.
the point. I mean, come on, people. I know you guys want to know. No, you did not. Did you not make the move, or you didn't feel that groove from her?
I did not. Yeah, I didn't catch that vibe from her. So
You told me, you texted me and said you spilt beer on yourself when you first sat down.
yeah, like right out the gate, I had two beers in my hand. I had them stacked on each other, and I forgot that they opened them when they handed them to you. And I took a sip with them both in one hand, and the bottom one poured all over me.
Question, were you double fisting or were you actually being a gentleman and getting her a beer?
I bought her. She was drinking wine. I bought her wine.
He
so.
was double fisting. Oh my God,
Yep, that's
hoot.
my family.
That is a hoot. So,
Hey,
Jacob,
nobody wants to get up more than they have to go get another beer.
would you let us set you up again,
If she's willing.
or are you over us?
No, y'all are great.
Okay.
Hey, we're actually going to have a singles event coming up soon. I'm going to invite you to that. So,
All right, that sounds good to me.
Well, Jacob, thanks for being such a good sport, and we're going to talk to Madeline and see what really happened.
Okay.
Thanks, Jacob.
All right, y'all have a good day.
you too.
Aw, he's so cute.
Oh, he's such a sweet.
Don't you just want to, like, squeeze his cheeks? Not those
Please
cheeks, Ziggy.
don't ever do that to someone.
I wouldn't, unless it's like my niece. Then I can do that. If it's a baby, I can do it. Don't yell at me, Ziggy. But yeah, so I wanted to talk to both of them because the girl is always going to be like way more descriptive and she's going to tell us really what happened. Boys are like, it was good.
Yeah, it was cool.
She was
I
nice.
spilled my beer.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to get Madeline on the phone. Madeline. Hey, Madeline, are you there? She's not there. Okay, so
He really scared her off.
I wonder what she's going to tell us. I don't know. Sherry, you're the one who wants to be a matchmaker.
I don't want to be a matchmaker. I just want to avoid matching myself. That's all.
Well, I know you're good at avoiding that because you basically slam every dude that comes near you. People always ask me like, "Oh, your friend's cute." Oh, she's not answering. Maybe she didn't want to answer.
No, I texted her earlier and said, "Are you good for in between 2 and 3?"
Oh,
So-
okay.
I'll message her.
But
But
anyway, so people always ask me like, "Hey, what about your friend Sherry?" Blah blah blah. I'm like, first of all, don't ask me to set you up, okay? Like, if you're such a weenie that you can't even ask her out yourself, then we've got problems. Number one. Number two, she doesn't drink, okay? So be aware of that. And then number three, okay, we do have Madeline on the phone
wait,
now.
I just want to know, what's the number 3?
She'll stomp on your balls.
Oh, okay. That's great foreplay there.
Hey, Madeline.
Hey guys, what's up?
How are you?
Good, how are y'all?
Good. So how was the date on Saturday?
The game was fun. I had never been to a Mavs game before, so it was awesome to be on the high five line. And one of the times, I think he's like a security guard, he hooked us up with some free drinks, and that was awesome. He was just down close to the court, so it was all really fun. I just don't think Jacob and I are a match.
Why? Why do you say that?
I think we just have differing opinions on certain issues that people are talking a lot about right now.
Oh, you mean like he's a conservative and you're a liberal?
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah, I get that. But other than that, you had a good time, right?
Yeah, it was really fun. And that's always good to just like get out there and meet new people.
That's good. Well, thank you so much for being such a good sport. What tips do you give Jacob as a female for future dates?
Well, I know he did say that one of the other girls last week was a little intimidated by some of his Facebook photos that had some of his hunting rifles in them. So maybe selecting some different pictures might help.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, that's obviously one of his passions is hunting and all that stuff. So if the right girl will also have a passion for that as well, I think.
Too funny. Well, thank you so much.
Hey, and Madeline, I
Of
told you that
course.
I might set you up again, but she did request one thing from me. She said, can you at least show me their Facebook profile first next time?
That's a good idea. It's the least we
Yeah.
can do. It's the least we can
I
do.
think seeing pictures ahead of time always helps.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thanks so much for being a good sport. We really appreciate it.
Of course. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Well,
All right, bye.
Bye. So yeah, they liked each other, they got along, but they have opposing political views. This is a very polarizing topic these days when it comes to politics, obviously. But, obviously they got along, but there's no future for this. And, this is something that we asked on our Facebook page. Could you date somebody who has opposing political views? And we both did kind of an informal poll on Facebook. We will talk about that when we come back on this week's Dating Dilemma. This segment is brought to you by Love4Sports, which makes online dating less intimidating by bringing and connecting sports fans together to either watch their favorite teams, date, and compete with sports trivia. Download today. So this week's dating dilemma, like we talked about, can you date someone who doesn't have the same political views as you? And so Sherry and I kind of both did some informal polls on Facebook. I actually got a ton of responses, and on Facebook, a lot of them said no. I think Facebook really divides people. And I really noticed that because I had the same poll on Instagram. And on Instagram, the majority of people said yes, they could.
Well, it was funny because people would post on my status. They'd be like, I could, as long as the killery voters and this and that, they were like, oh yeah, I could definitely, and anger happens.
Exactly.
I'm like, damn, you can't even write a sentence about it.
Exactly. I mean, I even had to post because two guys were about to start debating, and I'm like, P.S. peeps, this is not your forum for a political debate. Stick to the question, all right? Mm-hmm. But some people said, yes, I could if our conversations were civil and constructive, if both people are good listeners as well as intellectually versed in their topics. When I've experienced racially insensitive remarks or overt racism, I cut the cord on the relationship and friendships. That's a huge red flag, and I won't tolerate it. And then some people said, yes, I dated and married her. Our votes cancel each other out. LOL. So, I mean, it can happen. I just don't know. I think the younger generation is yes, because like I said, on Instagram, most people said yes, they could. On Facebook, everyone just goes crazy and they're like, hell to the nah. I got so many memes and people saying I hate people.
I really wish that our society would get better at just having an effing discussion.
Exactly.
It's okay to disagree. Me and you have disagreed on plenty of subjects.
100%.
And we just tell each other our views, and sometimes we sway each other because it's all about educating people. Sometimes you have a view because you were raised that way.
Right.
I had certain views just because my parents jammed things down my throat growing up. And then I had to get older and figure out what my passions were and what I cared about. So some people just grow up in that environment and stick to it.
Exactly. And they never try and think about their own, whatever their own thoughts are. If you guys want to call in, call us at 972-884-0816, 972-884-0816. But yeah, no, we've definitely had conversations about certain things, and we're both coming from different perspectives. We grew up in a totally different manner, so that's going to have an influence on how you feel, but the more people you get to know, the more you realize everyone's human. What's going on now is people are so divisive that there's not even the middle where you can actually have a discussion, and people just refuse to listen. Everybody just wants to talk at somebody else.
There's just so much tension right now.
And social media has a lot to do with it.
Lots.
So it makes sense that they wouldn't move forward with the relationship,
Mm-hmm. I mean, if she's anti-gun and he's with and he's holding
with an AR-15, then yeah, probably not.
Well,
work.
I would never in a million years. Well, I take that back. I would date somebody who was against helping felons and second chances, but I would do my very best to convince them otherwise by having them come to my class. So it just depends how much you like that person, because if a guy is totally against helping felons and thinks they should just stay in prison and rot and drug addicts suck, well, then they probably won't like dating me very much.
Exactly.
Because I got a lot of big brothers who happen to be felons. So I think it just depends. Maybe, if somebody's so super, super hot and you just want to jump their bones,
that's
then
what somebody said. How sexy is he? So I guess that's what we got to figure out, How much do you want this person? Ziggy, is that something you could do?
I think that, politically, it's not as much of a line in the sand. I think that it's more, for me personally, religious viewpoints and, very strict and unflinching religious viewpoints. I think that's where I would have to draw the line, because I think that with politics, it's easier to have a discussion where you can set it up as, okay, this is what you believe and this is what I believe, and we might be able to compromise. But I think that that's almost impossible when it comes to religion. I think it's a very difficult thing to do, and so I think that would be my kind of problem with it.
Yeah, and you'll notice on like dating profiles, people put like what their political beliefs are. If you're this, then swipe left, you know, which I think is good because then you don't even have to waste time and go to the
drama and all kinds of shit whenever you're trying to run a business. And obviously we have a lot going on with our class. It's going to take a really special guy to say, hey, instead of working on building your dream and helping people, let's go to the movies. You better have something really special for me to want to do that.
Sherry won't even go to the movies with me.
True.
You know,
I got that like whole year of free movie tickets from Studio Movie Grill, and I gave them all away like within 1 week. Like I don't have one left. Mm-hmm. And how many times did I go?
0.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the consensus is no, people can't date somebody with different political views unless you're going to try really hard and agree to disagree.
Or you know what? I think since it's such a topic right now, everyone brings up politics so quickly because of social media. But I think a lot of the people who are like, I'm married to that person now, it's probably because they had a few dates, got to know each other, really fell for each other, liked each other, and then was like, wait, you have guns? Well, crap,
Yeah.
I already like them.
Right.
But now we have social media where you can click through and be like, this girl helps felons?
Well, and the other thing is, even if people like post something about it, and then if that's the first thing they want to talk about on the date, it's a little bit weird. You know, it's like, bro, chill out. Like, do you like freaking chips and queso? Like, that's what I want to know. I don't want to know, like, you know, who you voted for.
You and your Mexican food.
I'm just saying. Because look, if you don't like queso, then we don't even need to talk, you know? I mean, what are you doing in Texas? Like GTFO. I'm just saying. I mean, I guess that's why I'm single, but anyway. So there we go. That's the consensus that we've gotten from our Facebook and Instagram feeds. So there you go. And if you want to be set up, you can email us. I can't promise you a great date. We will be back next week. Have a great day and keep on hustling.